Hello friends, let us today study another important and upcoming subject in food technology, that is food nanotechnology. Let us first define what nanotechnology means. According to the British Standard Institution, nanotechnology is defined as design, characterization, production and application of structures, devices and systems by controlling shape and size at the nano scale. It is one of the most promising scientific field of research in decades. It works on manipulation of materials at macro level or molecular or atomic scale level. The properties and functionalities of the nanoscale molecules and atoms different significantly than those of the normal molecules and atoms. The nanoscale size ranges in which one or more dimensions are of the order of 100 nanometers or less. The building strategies in nanotechnology include top down approach or bottom up approach. Top down approach involves, in this approach, nano level structures are generated by breaking of materials through milling, through nanolithography or precision engineering. In the bottom up approach, nanostructures are built from individual self assembling atoms or molecules. The bottom up strategy of nanotechnology is used for the development of remarkably strong materials which precisely control the structures and properties. They are also used for development of high surface area particles, for the development of materials that encapsulate active compounds, or these strategies can be used for the development of smart coatings that are self cleaning or can change color depending upon environmental conditions. And the use of this nanotechnology obviously has been made possible after the suitable instrumentations were developed or suitable instruments were made to study the characteristics of the material at nanoscale, and the instruments used to characterize these materials at nanoscale or control the phenomena or processes at the nanoscale include scanning probe microscopy or atomic force microscopy. In scanning probe microscopy, it is a technique that provides images of surface topography and allows quantification of surface properties down to the molecular or atomic level. The atomic force microscopy is the micro manipulation research tool which allows imaging of non-conducting biomaterials including food materials. Let us have little details of atomic force microscopy. It operates in various modes, allowing a multitude of applications. When used in contact mode, it can measure different properties like stiffness, hardness, friction, elasticity, adhesion, etc. on a surface down to the molecular level. It also can, that is in the AFM, atomic force microscopy, force and distance curve can be obtained by extending the AFM cantilever tip down to surface of the sample or making contact between the tip and the sample surface followed by retracting the tip from the surface. Slope of the force deformation curve is used as measure of the molecules of elasticity at the surface. But the slope of the force deformation curve is used as measure of the modulus of elasticity at surface. In intermittent contact mode, tip of the cantilever oscillates at a resonant frequency and taps sample surface lightly during each oscillation cycle. Non-contact mode, which is useful in imaging isolated biomicromoleculars or supermolecule assemblies, it avoids sample disruption or tip contamination. The different instrumentation for scanning probe microscopy includes near field scanning optical microscope, scanning thermal microscope, scanning capacitance microscope, interfacial force microscope, and so on. In scanning probe microscopy, nanomaterials, the sensors are used which can measure atomic level forces between two surfaces as they approach each other and come in contact with each other. So, for SPM analysis generally the sensors are used. As far as the application of nanotechnology in food and agriculture system is concerned, particularly in the food science and technology, it has a wide ranging application. It can be used to improve the processing methodologies or processes like heat and mass transfer, even nano scale reaction engineering, nano biotechnology, or for molecular synthesis. It can be used to develop the products in food products process, product manufacturing development, in the delivery of the targeted nutrition, formulation, packaging. This nanotechnology can be used for the development of materials like nanoparticles, nanoemulsions, nanocomposites, nano-structured materials, which has wide ranging scope in food processing industry, and more importantly this has a very good application in the analysis of food safety and biosecurity, like nanosensors or nanotracers can be used to detect pathogen, to detect toxins present in food, etc. So, overall you can say that the nanotechnology can be used in food processing for modification of macro scale characteristics of materials like texture, sensory attributes, processability and shelf life. It can be used for to understand the food components, structure and their interactions, for design of healthier, tastier and safer foods. It can be used for the development of non-polluting, cheaper and efficient processes. Nanotechnology can be used for development of lighter and more precise food manufacturing equipment, can be used for development of smart packaging materials, for development of novel delivery methods, or even as I told you earlier for the manufacture of sensors for pathogen detections. So, briefly we will discuss some important aspects of different nanomaterials, that is, as I told you, that manipulation of molecules at nano scales improves or has these different advantages. It can be done for the improvement of the process, food process, like the freezing time can be effectively reduced, that is, there are nano scale ECIN coating on the surface of the polymers, that is the purified extracellular ice nucleate, that is called ECIN. They can be formed by layer approach, and this purified ECIN, that is if they are used in the freezing material, frozen materials, then ice nucleation temperatures can be elevated, and this promotes the freezing and reduces freezing time. So, this use of ECIN in frozen materials improves leads to the significant energy saving by reducing significantly the freezing time. Also, the nano scale molecules, they can be used to functionalize microfiltration or ultrafiltration processes, that is the microfiltration or ultrafiltration polymeric membranes. They can be filled, that is their pores can be filled with polymeric or oligomeric liquids with an affinity or compounds of interest, and these nanoparticles enhanced membrane that combines organic polymers with the inorganic silica, and this enables large macromolecules to pass through readily and the smaller macromolecules can be retained. So, that is nanotechnology or nano materials that is can be used to develop functional polymeric membranes for use in the membrane processes. They can also be used to purify ethanol and methanol inexpensively. Nanotubes and high surface area nanomaterials are made by winding single sheets of graphite with honeycomb structure into a very long thin tubes with a stable, strong and flexible structure. And these are in fact nanotubes are one of the very strong, or you can say that is strongest fiber. In fact, one nanotube is 10 to 100 times stronger than steel, of course, per unit weight. This per unit weight of the steel as well as per unit weight of the nanotube is considered, then nanotubes are sometimes even 10 to 100 times more stronger or strong. Nanotubes reinforced composites with high fracture and thermal resistance could replace conventional ceramics, alumina or metal in building of industrial food processing equipment. Nanotube membranes have significant potential use in food systems. Nanotube membranes are used as a part of sensors for molecular recognition of enzymes, antibodies, various proteins and DNA, and they are also used for the membrane separation of biomolecules like proteins, etc. Conducting polymers could also be used to develop food packaging films. Conducting membranes in food and associated industries can be used as membrane pervaporation of food flavors, dehydration of alcohol by pervaporation, membrane distillation and temperature swing absorption of volatile liquid foods. Nano delivery systems. In fact, this is one of the very interesting application of nanotechnology in food processing. That is the development of novel systems to deliver functional ingredients to the targeted release sites. It's a precise control of properties and functionalities of the bioactives can be found at the molecular level by nanometer sized association colloids, by surfactant micelles, by vesicles, bilayers, reverse micelles, liquid crystals and so on at the nano level. This of course has both advantages and disadvantages both. The advantages include it is can be formed spontaneously, it is thermodynamically favorable and provides a transparent solution. However, it requires large quantities of substrate. There are still some problems related to flavor, cost and legality of the process. Nano emulsions, that is they are the in fact droplets, nanoscale emulsion droplets which are produced using high pressure homogenizers or microfluidizers for encapsulating functional components, enable slowdown of chemical degradation processes. Nanoemulsions allow the effective delivery of targeted compounds. Multiple emulsions can be formed to encapsulate functional food ingredients within their individual phases. Single delivery system containing multiple functional components is also possible. Biopolymeric nanoparticles allow better encapsulation. They can be injected directly into the circulatory system. They are produced using food biopolymers such as PLA, proteins or polysaccharides, either by self association or aggregation of single biopolymers or phase suppression in mixed biopolymer systems. These biopolymeric nanoparticles encapsulate function ingredients. Biodegradable starch nanoparticles are used in mixing emulsification for imparting specific rheology to food materials. Similarly, nanocomposites. These nanocomposites are made from nanoscale structures. They have unique morphology, strength and good barrier properties. Nanocomposites can be used to enhance mechanical strength, to improve conductivity of the materials or to incorporate and efficiently deliver active substances into the biological systems. Nanocomposites have better properties, right, are better properties. Nanocomposites obtained from natural materials are useful for food packaging applications for enhanced shelf life of food such as processed meat, cheese, confectionery items or boil in the bag foods. The packaging materials made from potato starch and calcium carbonate has good thermal insulation properties and they are lightweight and biodegradable. So, here the nanotechnology is used for application of such packaging material and they can replace polystyrene which is used for packaging of the fast food. Nanolaminates are other important material which are formed using these nanotechnology processes. They consist of 2 or more layers of materials with nanometer dimensions and they are physically or chemically bonded to each other. These nanolaminates are made by layer deposition techniques. They are used as carriers for functional agents like color, flavor, antioxidants, nutrients and antimicrobials. They are also used as coatings instead of self-standing films due to their fragility. They can be nanolaminates can be used for encasing of the food in and it can be done by the dipping or spraying methods, that is encasing of food in nanolaminates can be done by encasing or spraying method. Nanofibers are another class of nanomaterials which are polymeric strands of sub-micrometer diameter. They are produced by interfacial polymerization and electrospinning. The electrospun polymer fibers have unique mechanical, electrical and thermal properties. The application of nanofibers include reinforcement of food packaging materials and fabrication of nanostructured scaffolding for bacterial cultures. Nanobiosensors are other important development or important aspects which can be used in the food processing industries. Okay. In fact, biosecurity of food and water supply becomes a very serious concern in today's world. So, novel solutions are required for the development of fast, reliable and highly sensitive biosensors for the detection of biological agents, and the nanotechnology provides a good solution in this aspect, that is the production of triangular prismatic shape nanomaterials or nanoparticles can detect biological threats like anthrax, smallpox, tuberculosis or other genetic and pathogenic diseases. The chip based sensors can be developed for rapid detection of biological pathogens and for early warning systems for exposure of air and waterborne bacteria, viruses and other antigens. So, this nanoparticles, their application in the food industries, as we discussed, it has a wide ranging. It can be used for food nano packaging, food nano safety, food nano functionalities or food nano preservation. The food nano preservation, as I told you, we have discussed earlier the encapsulation technology. So, the for micro encapsule, that is the wall materials, that is the with having desirable release properties, desirable disintegrating or rupturing properties of desirable strength, of desirable solubility, etc. All these can be prepared using this food nano technologies. Even the treatment of water, humidity treatment of the storage environment, etc. This nanotechnology has a lot of potential. That is the food in food nano packaging, like intelligent sensing or nano coated packaging, active antimicrobial packaging, that is these nanomaterials can be coated on the interior of the packaging material. So, they improve the interaction between the surface of the food as well as the interior of the packaging material, or they manipulate the environment and they may result into the more enhanced shelf life. So, this bio based eco friendly edible packaging can be developed using nanotechnology approach. As far as the food nano safety is concerned, that is the nanomaterials can be developed which are active against pathogens, they are anti-allergens or pesticides, they reduce heavy metals, they can inhibit biofilms, etc. Even these nanoparticles, they improve the food functionality, like enhance physical properties, protect chemical deterioration of the food and enhance nutritive quality of the food materials. So, this has a very wide ranging application in food industry. So, but before it is made successful, it is a successful application of this nanotechnology in food processing, there are certain challenges to be resolved. For example, the prospect of commercializing these nano applications in food sector will depend upon their cost effectiveness. In general, you can say as for now it appears that the nanotechnology may be a costly affairs, but if the cost less costly or cost effective nanotechnology methods are developed, it can found good use in the food processing industries, or even if the cost is little more, if the benefits derived out of these nanomaterials or application of these nano structures or nanotubes, etc. in the food processing, if the improvement in the functional characteristics, in other quality attributes of the food is more than the cost involved, obviously also the industry may like to use it. But at present in most of the countries there are not much regulations, that is as far as the regulation related to the application of nanomaterials or nanotechnology in food processing. So, before this technology is made versatile and commonly accepted by the food processing industries. Significant changes in the current food regulations and legislations might be required in several countries, and particularly that is the what are the safety issues, safety related concerns, that is the has been said in several literature. We see that these nano materials at nano scale, they are very effective, they improve the functionality, they improve the properties etc. of the material, but how they are, what is their safety, how they interact with other components in the body system, in the food system, how they safe they are for consumption in the food etc., that also need to be established. That is another challenging issue. Another factor is the significant contributions for improvement and extension of shelf life, improvement and extension of the life processes and the shelf life of the material. So, if it results use of nanotechnology, if it results more extension of shelf life than the food material than the commonly used, obviously the industry will be tempted to use it, but the significant results or data are required to be generated into these directions. Of course, if this nanotechnology is properly utilized, conducted, it might result a thorough improvement through improvement of food and agriculture systems, and the consumers will obviously be benefited from the advances in nanotechnology, contributing to the improved safety and nutrition value of the foods. However, that is some more instrumentation, the development of not only the process technology, but also suitable equipments, suitable infrastructural facilities to prepare or to form the nanomaterials and other things are needed, are required to be developed. Thank you very much.